not necessarily complete honeymoon phase, but they have made some changes to the roster, and right now at least it looks like they're having a lot of fun playing.
They certainly do. We do have a draft underway, so let's see how this one is going to shape up as Fnatic go up against ESL champions Tundra. Of course, Fnatic, they've been switching around a lot. They've been changing, chopping and changing. I still think, for me at least, I'm still trying to get a power read on this team. Like I don't know if they're really good or if they're just good, and that's something which I'm really hoping this series is going to try, hopefully spell out for us. Do you think that's fair?
If there was like a S tier, S tier list for TI attendance, I think Fnatic is sitting around tier 1. Like it goes S tier, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, something like that. Yeah, I put Fnatic at tier 1.
For sure, they had problems, right? When you think about their old roster with Moon and Masaros being in, Masaros wasn't really that flexible on offlane, even though I don't think he was truly a big problem. Then they switch him up for Chuan, who's not even an offlane player. They just made a lot of mistakes when it came to just sorting out their composition of the team. However, right now everyone is in their own position. They even, I would argue, they have 2 position 4s between Jabs and DJ. Like they're just on a different level in SEA. So I want to see that pudge. Yesterday I didn't really see it, so I would love to see some fudge.
10 seconds.
Slight technical issues
yesterday. Jabs actually wanted to play position 4. So previously, DJ was the 4 player and Jabs was a 5 player. But Jabs wanted to experiment. He wanted to do position 4. He was even looking at other possible teams to go to, but Fnatic's like, maybe we can make it work with you two. And then now DJ has taken that 5 role. So there's also changes, even though like these 2 guys have been together for a while. Like there is a lot of differences there too. And like you said, it's just been a real rough year for Fnatic. And I think right now is when they've started to gel together. And it's like the perfect time to gel.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Tundra, meanwhile, they're willing to do anything they feel like, especially when it comes to 9. He's such an adaptable player. He will play anything. We've seen him play Coddle. We've seen him play all sorts of crazy stuff mid, even before like these tournaments recently. I'm sure he's one of the first guys to really start spamming Grimstroke mid and stuff like that. Wyvern mid. This guy plays anything.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
What else did he play? Between Grimstroke and Wyvern, what else did he play mid that
Keeper
was really out there? Yeah, Kotl. Yeah. Okay, I'm sold. 3 of them. That's more than that.
That's a lot already.
Yeah.
Radiant team.
Spirit as well.
Oh, that's true. Spirit, however, was popular before as well in mid when he just came out. And when it comes to this draft so far, nothing extraordinary. We have a Bane and a Monkey King on the side of Fnatic. Just 2 heroes that we have seen in every single game today. Am I lying? I don't think I am. Monkey was either 4 or 1. Meanwhile, Bane was picked by one of the teams, I think, in every single game in the first series.
You know what? Lizard, this might be the strongest safe lane at the moment that we have seen throughout this whole tournament. Like we saw what it could do in the last game, but obviously it was against a Night Stalker. But I think you can have a very similar laning stage, maybe not as good, but still a very dominant laning stage. Like both these heroes got buffed, especially Monkey, and on their own they defeat the core versus core matchup and the support versus support matchup in the lane.
Yeah, is there anything you could still go for something like a Venomancer, right? You leave the Shadow Demon perhaps on or you get a Lycan instead.
Yeah, boy.
Okay.
This is what I've been looking for, the Lycan.
You guys liking this pick?
I'm liking it. It. It's most likely going to be position 3 by 33 here. I just wonder, why Lycan over Beastmaster?
Because they're liking it this way.
You can't.
The third time, kind of.
Talk about being a dead
For
horse.
me, it was bad the first 2 times. I just wanted,
You just want to be part of the party. I get it. It's okay.
Yeah, that's it. Why do they pick Lycan here? I'm actually not sold on the hero at all overall. So
right. So I think the idea is just an overall Bane counter, just running summons at Bane, right? We've all known for a while, Banes hate summons. They can't do anything against them. So we've seen also in the last games where Bane has been played, he plays a crucial role in all these team fights. So if you have these wolves and then you have the Dominator creep just running in at max speed, then Bane can't grip, he can't cast the spells. You pretty much take the position 5 out of the fight, who you need to like save or control, and then you can kind of like take the engagement after that.
Yeah. My only problem is back in the day when you would do that and sick all those creeps and units and summons onto the Bane, onto any position 5, even Wyvern that wouldn't really love playing against that. You would have necros, and those necros would give you true sight, right? So you and also you couldn't even buy ghost. Right now, at least you have some plays against it. Glimmer Cape is fine, Ghost is fine. So
True.
it's still strong. I just feel like I'm actually not sold completely on this counter idea, but we'll see. It should still work theoretically, yeah.
Well, it obviously, other than that part, it can take objectives, play very fast. I think Tundra like to have at least one hero that can take objectives for them. And that's going to be the Lycan in this game. Normally you'll see like Leshrac, Beastmaster, Luna Aura running around as 5, taking objectives.
Yep, they ban out the Tidehunter to protect that Lycan a little bit, right? It's not something that he adores playing into.
Yep. And obviously they're not going to pick it with a Monkey King on the enemy team.
Yeah, meanwhile, Fnatic with the Luna and the Omni Knight, right? Omni Knight, I'm surprised it even went through the first stage, but I guess these two teams, they just have their personal favorites that are a little bit higher up on the list, like Kotl and Batrider. You just have to ban that against 9. He was dominating yesterday.
Fnatic's turn to pick. Radiant team pick.
Void Incarnate.
Okay, just some Void Spirit.
Void Spirit. Yep. Very high win rate hero. Hero's been good. Fnatic have always enjoyed playing with his hero as well.
Just a cookie cutter draft so far from Fnatic. They're not really showing their hand that much. They're just picking your standard dotes, and they want to play a standard game of Dota. Also, maybe it prevents Tundra from going for that Veno. It's not necessarily it doesn't really matter. As long as you have one hero from the mid lane that can zip across the map and get on top of Venomancer, you kind of dislike picking it too much. But, versus Monkey, it can still work.
They also have the last pick, right, in the game. So they will flex this Monkey King till the very end here. Most likely we'll be seeing an offlane pickup from Fnatic next. Plus, they get to see 2 more heroes from Tundra. I think Fnatic are in a great position in this draft.
Where's my boy Kunkka? Like, what happened to him?
Kunkka?
Yeah,
I thought we were going to see a lot of
versus-
Kunkka with a silver
Some
edge.
Kunkka versus Lycan gameplay.
Oh, is that what I think it is? Is that the Fada Night Stalker? I don't think Fada's going to play Lycan, is he? There's no like place for Lycan, right?
Kuroki used to play it, remember? Like, he used to play Lycan in the jungle, but the problem is back then you would start with 2 Sage Masks and go straight into Necro. I'm not sure if it's still viable. I mean, Necro obviously isn't. Just
the
whole strategy.
Just thinking, if it's possible. Oh my god, they're doing it again. They're just flexing everything till the end. I mean, there's still a possibility that Fada could play Jaro, and then Skitter plays Night Stalker. I know Skitter has played Night Stalker. 9 has played Night Stalker middle.
I was going to say, that's what I was going to mention. I feel like that could be what we're leading to here with a Lycan on 33 and the Gyro, the flex on the safe lane, either in Skitter's or in Fada's hands.
Jeez, man, this is crazy. I mean, they're just going to see whatever benefits the game most and just go with that. And Fnatic, that's why they got to pick this cookie cutter stuff, I think, guys, because you can't really play into Tundra's mind games. You just got to get something solid for yourself. Just have a well-rounded lineup and play the best Dota you can. You can't really predict Tundra.
Just ignore them. Cover the side of the screen where their draft is and pick your own stuff, and that's it. Just ignore the nonsense. I mean, it's not a bad approach, right? When you actually can't tell where they're gonna go anywhere. So
yeah. It's probably the best thing to do, honestly. Just get like some generic good stuff, and then you'll be fine.
So Fnatic, fourth pick for them. I mean, they have been a bit more on the rails than Tundra or LGD. You know, we know generally what their game plan's going to be, but they have also picked Pudge. And saying that they're a more on the rails team when they pick Pudge is pretty strong indicator of the meta of the game right now. Now they take up CK.
I actually love this pick.
Yeah,
it's so good against Night Stalker, Lycan. If it didn't, this is where Tundra is like, all right, guys, we should make Gyrocopter carry, right? Because he'll do a little bit better against CK. Plus, you want that flat cannon to be able to remove the illusions. But Chaos Knight is insanely good against NS and Lycan.
Yeah, what are the recent changes? He got the reduction on the lifesteal, right? And max critical damage got increased a bit, if I'm correct. So, yeah. You can definitely see the Chaos Knight. This should be your offlane CK, right? We should already see the 3 cores, unless Monkey King is a position 4 here for Fnatic. It should be Chaos Knight offlane with, I don't know, some 4 that they pick in the end, Void Spirit mid, Monkey safe lane. That's the correct assumption, right? There's
remaining.
Sorry, what was that? The Chaos Knight goes
offlane, yeah.
Offlane? Yeah,
or are you thinking it's a Monkey 4 and Chaos Knight safe lane?
Yeah, I'm thinking a Monkey. I'm thinking the Monkey is the 4 here, and Chaos Knight is the safe lane. But again, like Fnatic do have the last pick, so they can still wait until they make some sense of Tundra's draft before they move the stuff. But Chaos Knight offlane also works.
Yeah, if you are watching their draft, you know. Oh, actually, it's Tundra. Never mind. They're in their own world as well. They're just drafting whatever the hell for not for 2 days, for 3 weeks now.
5 seconds remaining.
Yep, I mean,
it's a cool.
Fnatic's turn to
I was just gonna say it's almost definitely. Oh yeah, there we go. So Sven comes out. So Gyrocopter will be the 5, and Sven will be the carry. Night Stalker mid, and like an offlane. I'm pretty certain that's gonna be the Tundra lineup.
Yeah,
it's a good call. Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
And this is a Gyro mid and a Night Stalker 5.
Are you ready to put a bet on that though, Nomad? That's my question.
No,
it's a pretty good call. But are you ready to bet on that?
Bet your house that you're so sure of it.
Yeah, never gonna do that with Tundra playing. These guys are, they're kind of a dice roll when it comes to where they're going to be laying things, and everything makes sense when they're in the game, but in the draft, you're like, what is going on? Fnatic, they're going to grab themselves a Morphling. Okay, so
it's also a bit crazier, right? It makes the Chaos Knight offlane, but it gives you a hero versus Gyro, which is nice. However, Gyro, what's he going to be? Is he going to be mid, perhaps, or support?
I think the main idea behind the Morph is, like, it's going to counter the Sven, right?
As well, yeah.
Sven can't really burst Morphling down, and you're a very good matchup. You also have E-Blade, and then now, because they had the last pick, they were able to at least, and they know that Chaos Knight is going to have a good game regardless, because his job is to deal with the Lycan and the Night Stalker. So Fnatic overall, I think they got a pretty legit draft. And 9 is going to be the mid Night Stalker.
How many times did you guys see the Midnight Stalker recently? They did play it, right? Like 9 did play it in ESL as well. So yeah, I can see it working. Their draft is definitely Tundra style. Am I completely sold on it? I am not, because it's just all over the place. They seemingly do make it work day after day. So who am I to be a doubter here?
It does seem like 33 is the only one who's played Night Stalker on Tundra for this patch, so maybe that's what you're thinking of. But yeah, I mean, still Tundra, it's never like them to not pick a hero because they haven't played it yet. They will play anything, anywhere. I mean, this feels very Tundra, and very Tundra has been working so far. I do like Fnatic's draft, though. I do think they have, a nice amount of control. Maybe lacking a little bit in team fight for my liking, but all the same, the Morphling's got a great morph target. I think this is really, really close, so I'm going to go for Tundra for this one, because, they're on a hot streak right now. I think they have proved themselves to be the better team recently, but Fnatic, I'm so ready for you guys to prove me wrong, because I do love the Fnatic boys and want them to do well.
Well, I think they have a very fast lineup on Tundra, but I do believe that this Morphling, Raven Morphling, we're in for a treat. So I'm gonna go with Fnatic here. I wanna see an upset. Upset.
There's just too much love coming from Nomad. I'm gonna go with Fnatic to just fight that off.
See it, Fnatic.
Fine, fair enough. 2 for Fnatic, 1 for Tundra. Let's find out how this one goes down with our commentary duo of Beakup and Mofara.
Thank you very much, Nomad. Appreciate it. As we get into this game 1 of the second series. And I don't know, is it too much love from Nomad for this Tundra side?
I mean, Tundra deserve the credit for playing so well, right? I mean,
Yeah.
can't say it's too much love. If you're winning the last big tournament that we had where they beat OGD 3-2 in like some crazy final, then yeah, give them. But I think Fnatic, we saw good things from them yesterday, and I'm hoping we can keep the good times coming in their department. Interested to see how Night Stalker mid goes as well. This is a new one.
Yeah, well, they first banned the Bat Rider, so, get that out of the way. Make sure that 9 can't have that.
The battle begins.
Looking like they're going to clash.
It's just going to be 2 for 2. So, let's go through the lanes. So we have Gyro Sven against Monkey CK. I feel like the Sven should be fine, right? And Gyro has decent armor to work with against the Monkey King as well, so I think this is kind of a trade farm lane. They shouldn't really be able to bully the CK out, but pretty even.
Could the lane get dangerous, though, in bottom? Well, with the double stuns and then the reality rift, they may not even go for the Sven. Like, just take out the only homing missile Gyro.
I think maybe at level 3, the dire side get a little bit more power, but before then they don't really do a huge amount, I don't think.
Oy, 2-second stun to start it off, and not fun.
Yeah. Mid lane though, Night Stalker versus Void Spirit. I think this matchup's pretty cool, right? Like this mid Night Stalker, like we were saying, we haven't really seen a huge amount of. Interesting to see how much rotating he does at the first night as well. Good denied by Chuan. I don't. Have we settled on the name? How to pronounce that yet?
I don't think we've settled. DJ constantly spamming the cheeses again, by the way.
Should say, by the way, that the homing missile pretty bad against Monkey King because he can just mischief dodge the damage. So not fantastic.
Look at that. So CK, I think he's got his eyes on Meteor Hammer.
Okay. I mean, the big problem with this hero obviously doesn't farm, right? So we've seen this from some offlaners in China as well before. We saw it on the Night Stalkers, like the DKs and everything, even some Mars.
In lane right now, it's 9-3 for the Void Spirit, 8-0 for the Night Stalker. 9 starting to put on some damage. Stormhammer to their range creep, and now that leaves him without a stun. But it's not going to matter as Fada gets in the way with that Rocket Barrage. He's low on mana, has himself 1 Mango.
This top lane is going okay for Radiant side as well. Like, obviously Morphling's going to do okay here. You can't really pressure the Morphling out of lane, especially when he gets to this level 3. He's kind of going to just do his thing, right? But I can farming okay.
Rest easy, child.
I believe the tip came out because the Void Spirit got both water runes, by the way.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Actually, that's just because he got his bottle first.
I'll see that as well. 9 though. And he's still putting pressure on it. It's not like even without the water rune he's doing that terribly.
They're going to try for the surround.
EJ in some trouble, but
we didn't even think about
will
this.
make his way back to the tier 1.
With the, I mean, we sometimes see people go for the surround even when they don't have extra summons, but with the wolves as well, this bait
Makes
does
it
have
that
to be
much
careful.
tougher.
Yeah, like if you're ever out of position, you can die.
So DJ's gonna have to watch his positioning. watches where he continually just taunts.
It's the DJ special.
Yeah, he was doing it yesterday too. I think a lot of the Banes we saw yesterday were just spamming the taunt.
They really were. Have you seen the CS in this bot lane as well, by the way? Really not going that well for the CK.
No, he's 9-3 and kind of getting pushed off the wave.
Interesting, no supports came over for the 4-minute runes either.
Ends up being one apiece though. I'm more experienced in the moment. Night Stalker and Void Spirit are pretty much just even in terms of experience. I clicked on 9 for a second and I thought he was the Void Spirit. And I was like, but I'm clicking on the Night Stalker just because the cosmetics on both
They
of
do
them.
look very
They look
similar.
pretty similar.
In trouble though on the monkey.
Whoa. God, Jab's getting taken out. It's Fada who gets first blood. Stormhammer, homie missile, the rocket barrage, the right click damage coming in. There is certainly enough here if you can catch one person away from the other on the side of Fnatic where Tundra can get the kill.
Not a huge amount of synergy between the monkey and the CK either. You know, like, yes, they both have a stun and whatnot, but very difficult to get through the Sven with the extra armor.
I see a lot of
Oh, Farta with the all chat voice lines, they're back again.
9.
Well, it goes for the glyph on the range.
Using that ult, and he's trying to get this kill here on the Void Spirit. He's got that silence. The damage is going to be there. Aether Remnant will trade after. But 9 gets the solo kill. All right. Jabs, Rocket Barrage, eating it. Ingu pops in one more shot.
That could have been really bad for 9. If he'd have died there first, like in the end it ends up being okay because he gets the XP and whatnot, right? But if he'd have given that away to the Void Spirit, that could have been horrendous. Doesn't get punished though.
Mid is a little bit favored towards 9 at the moment. Astral step to lock down that arcane rune, throw it in the bottle, fill back up. And he's first to hit that level 7. We see it though in the nighttime, the silence, it does make it a little bit tough for the Void Spirit to get away once you're on top, but he's got that full bottle. He should be a-okay for the moment, and 9's gonna back off the lane for a second. Go and fill up his bottle with this bounty rune.
Like Void as a spell is quite cheap on the Night Stalker, right? So when you have all this mana to use with the bottle spam, it is very annoying.
Yeah, only 110 level 4, and then in the early parts of the game, we were seeing him spam it quite a bit. 80, 90 mana, you have an early bottle. It's really just so value to spam it out constantly, and that's what gave him the opportunity to get that initial kill over mid when he finally hit that level 6.
Skeeter.
2-second stun, Primal Spring doesn't land though. Not that I think it matters. I think he is very safe.
Well, the Night Stalker's running down towards the bot lane here, though, and Fnatic don't have vision of this.
They've got God Strength available if they want to go for this push and fight. You can see Skitter's just so far ahead. They're only level 4. Death just hitting level 5. He's pretty much equivalent with where Fada is on this Monkey King, too.
They're going to smoke up here between DJ and Trick. I can't, and the Void Spirit. I can't say it. Jesus.
DJ, Taunt, going over. 33 getting chased. Aether Remnant lands. Primal Spring coming down. And they've got 4 heroes to get this kill. And we've seen this story before. You bring 4, but it leaves lanes open.
Yeah, it does, but at the same time, I think if he almost managed to block the Aether Remnant there with the Wolf, and he might have lived on the Lycan. But, yeah, they bring a lot, but I think killing the Lycan's so important. You know, especially at this point in the game where he can start to look to push the tier 1 as well. You want to, you know, alleviate some of the pressure on that lane. And they're not really stopping the Sven from farming anyway, so... I think Raven off to a good start on the Morph is definitely, you know, massively beneficial for Fnatic.
Mm-hmm. Homing missiles constantly being thrown out at Death here. As Fada pops a salve, he's fine for the moment. We've also got 9 who's in the dire triangle just farming up. Ooh, Quan getting the kill there on the Fada bottom as they rotate him and DJ down to get this kill onto the gyrocopter. So yeah, Fnatic moving around the map. They're getting a couple kills here, but how much is it going to be worth it for them a little bit later? I do say that with the expectation that Sven's getting a lot more farm, and this is where he's going to start to bulk up, is when he uses this God Strength and goes for these stacks. Got a, I believe, 4-time stack on the big camp and a 4-time stack on the ancients.
Yeah, he's going to be loving this. And this is down to snaking before playing a massive role in this top lane. We didn't get to watch much of it because there was action going on elsewhere, but I think the Shadow Demon here is so good at stacking camps like this, especially on Radiant's side.
Yeah, you see that Sven jumps from like 600 down to 400 up.
9 almost cut the right tree down there. It was very close.
Remnant thrown mid as Skitter's just farming as best he can over there, and they finally get this Meteor Hammer on Death. They're going to put some pressure on this bottom lane.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like this play from Tundra, though. They move the Sven over to mid because he wants to play around the Ancients area, right, to be as efficient as possible. And it allows 9 to find time to move around.
Ooh, 33 caught for a second. They're going to get him with the Aether Remnant, and he gets that ult off, trying to run from this Void Spirit, jukes him through the trees. 33 will throw some wolves the other way, and they do end up getting that Lycan out. And now bottom, they've got the silence onto this CK. And Death looking very dead. 9 gets the kill, making that rotation towards bottom. And you can see the aggression that he has using that ult. Dark Ascension being popped to get this kill onto the CK, who was putting the pressure on with that Meteor Hammer. So making him pay for his overstep.
It's such a deceiving amount of damage on this spell as well, especially when you get to the level 2 point and you're level 12 overall. Like, the extra 100 bonus damage is crazy. Ooh, can they find 9? They grip.
They've got the Fiend's grip if they want to go for this. But Snaking's ready. And the Boundless Strike comes out. Fada's just in between the tier 1 and the tier 2. He's very dead. Jab's getting the credit on that one.
He's vibing, man. He's having a good time. You let him be him, all right? See Skitter mid though, with all this, all these TPs that were made down to the bot lane, they're gonna get some pressure onto this mid tier 1.
Yeah, they're gonna try and put the pressure on, popping the God Strength, but he can just go back to the triangle, and 33's made a stack for him in the Ancients.
Yeah, exactly. So like, even though the God Strength is popped for the mid tier 1, it still has use.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think getting the glyph is huge, and I don't know if you saw that Tundra actually pinged the top tier 1. They know that that's where they want to go for now, because they know that Fnatic are going to make this like the mirrored rotation bot lane, and they're going to try and do the same thing.
Meteor Hammer comes down, DJ Jabs as well as Death are here. Only missile gets thrown forward, they'll look for the Boundless Strike, and now they've got the Fiend's Grip, but they use that disruption, they'll drop down the Wukongs, call down comes in, Jab's taking a little bit of damage, the Nightmare is going to help keep him alive, but not for long enough. They get the kill on the Jabs. They'll finally lose Fada. They also bring in the Void Spirit to look over to take 2. Snaking drops, but it's a 2 for 2 as DJ drops to Snaking.
This is pretty good for Tundra. Like, it's basically was it a 4-1-2 in the bot lane? I think they got a double kill. And they're going to get the mid tier 1 off this as well, which is huge.
Ooh. Not denying it.
I mean, honestly, he's getting close to that Helm of the Overlord on the Lycan as well, so they're looking pretty terrifying right now. That Vladzora with the Sven, really strong.
Yeah, it's turned into a 2k lead for Tundra off some pretty decent movements and some.
They want the disruption into the silence.
Fights.
Yeah.
Disruption, silence, Morphling in trouble, and I just don't think it's going to be enough with the attribute shift. 33 will get credit for the kill, and they've got 4 heroes to take a tier 1 top.
I'm pretty sure he started attribute shifting after the disruption ended there, right? But how has he done that when the AoE silence from the Night Stalker should layer? Okay, whatever. Maybe he started doing it before the disruption. I didn't see, but yeah, like in theory it should be instant, right? But...
This will come in handy.
And again, Skitter's got another stack on these Ancients, so they're continuing to stack for this Sven and giving him all the gold that he needs. He's sitting top of the net worth by 1,100 over to the Morphling. Fnatic, they've moved through mid. They'll look for the tier 1 and try to get something to happen, but the heroes are ready for Tundra to make a move, potentially if Fnatic find themselves stepping out of position. Snake King going for the Aether Lens. Is Bane doing the same? And he doesn't have it queued up, but he's got the Arcane Boots. He could. Pause from Skitter. And it's a 3k lead even at 6, about 14 minutes into the game. Not the best start from Fnatic, but where can they go from here? Death is kind of lacking. He's 1,000 gold behind the Night Stalker, but really his lane opponent or his lane counterpart is the Lycan, who has 2k on.
Yeah, I think the problem for Fnatic is, like, obviously this voice wants to be making moves around the map and stuff. Like, he wants to make things happen, but who does he play with? Like, maybe the CK? You're playing against these 3 tanky strength cores. And, like, as we saw in the bot lane, even Fata on the Gyrocopter is really tanky and difficult to deal with. Like, he's not a free kill, so I do worry for their damage issues for Fnatic, especially because Tundra are about to hit this massive timing with the Helm of the Overlord, right? Where they can group up relatively early. This Lycan all of a sudden is such a huge threat.
And again, Death throwing down a Meteor Hammer, really just trying to take this tier 1 tower. It's going to get close. They'll throw the homing missile at her to Death. Assimilate right onto Snake King. Snake King, he's got disruption if he wants to put himself probably in a pretty bad spot. He's right to just run up onto the high ground with his team.
And they're just casually hitting this top tier 2, though. Like, somebody from Fnatic has to come up here.
And I think Tundra know that, and that's exactly why they're going to smoke and go towards top.
Yeah, if they take this top tier 2, it opens up the map, you know, look potentially towards Roche as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Do they have the instant initiation, though, to be able to kill the Void Spirit? That's the issue. You know, if he's quick on his fingers, the only thing they really have at the moment is the Sven stun. And how... Yeah, he knows something's up.
Yeah, but now you're giving up the pressure, and here comes Skitter and the rest of the team to take the tier 2 top. So this is going to open the map up. They've got this Helm of the Overlord ready, and they're going to glyph, but how much is it going to delay? Creeps are coming in. They've got this Ancient Black Dragon. The tower's gone.
Yeah. That was a good move.
So
by
is the
Tundra.
outpost.
I will say, though, it took them a little while to be able to take that tower there, right? Like, all of a sudden, I think, yeah, the net worth's flicking over to 1k, between 1k and 2k, so Fnatic, while they've lost their tower, they have gained a little bit of, like, net worth advantage. Because they were all farming on their cores.
Yeah, the problem becomes, though, now it's right into Roche. They've used the God Strength. They're going to try and take themselves the first stages of the game, and there's not really much Fnatic can do.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, they don't really have any team fight, right? Their team fight is the Monkey King ult. And the Monkey King is not at a point in the game where he feels like he can just run in. I don't know if he ever can this game, to be honest.
So Sven was holding a lot of gold, potentially thinking about
What,
going
mate?
into the Blink Dagger, but he'll switch over to the BKB. They've got the Silence. They'll TP out the Monkey King. Maybe look for DJ. Raven's nearby. Is this going to be a double back from Fnatic? Death's in as well. They've got the Assimilate. They're right on top of the Gyro. Fata saved by the Disruption. A lot of damage being done onto the Void Spirit. They get the call down out as Fata's getting low, but he's still not dead. And now Death in some trouble. DJ on the low ground going to the Fiend's Grip, but they get the kill on the Death. They'll look over at DJ. They'll take out a second. Both those heroes gone. As Fnatic made the decision to try and counter the aggression of Tundra, but Tundra still come out as the successor of that fight.
They're
And
still
I think
going.
they might even get a
the Void Spirit.
+1, but Jabs will throw out the Wukongs just to get him away.
Nice play by 9. He baits out the spell there and still manages to casually run away. So with this Aegis, he can play so aggressively now. He's like 300 gold off the Blink, I think that was, on the Night Stalker 2. So when he gets that online, the Morph and the Void Spirit have to play so different. Like, they have to play terrified on the map, right? Like, they can't really play by themselves.
Right.
Whereas so far, because they don't have any instant initiation on Tundra, they've been a little bit more relaxed. Oh, the dragon.
Nightmaring the ancient black dragon. 4 seconds stun now.
And then he just takes over something else, so they don't get any gold for it.
This time he'll
Nice.
take over the ancient Thunderhide.
Yeah, still a good creep.
They're gonna fight. Oh, Fada with a sliver of health. He survives for a second. They've got the silence on 2. They're gonna astral step forward, but that might put Void Spirit in a bad
Here
spot.
comes the Sven,
God
though.
Strength right clicks to simulate. Now onto the low ground. They're gonna go after the Night Stalker, who's hit with a 2-second stun, but the cleave damage isn't enough. BKB gets popped by Skitter. Aether Remnant's not gonna grab him, and now they'll start to back off on Fnatic.
A good fight for Fnatic. They managed to get the Sven BKB God Strength out, and Tundra don't get anything for it, so Fnatic might look to re-engage relatively soon. I mean, 9 obviously doesn't lose his Aegis, but they'll still be more than happy with that.
This is extending the lead, though, and
mean,
now
okay.
ooh, there goes the Aegis.
Feels like a little bit of a... not a waste necessarily, but unnecessary to lose it there.
3-3, moving forward with this ancient Thunderhide. With that medallion after getting the Helm of the Overlord. Sitting here, drums, Helm of the Overlord, now the medallion going into the Solar Crest.
Yeah, Solar Crest obviously really good up against like the CK damage. Even the Monkey King and stuff as well, it's decent against. So just shove it on your Sven, let him be that ultra carry. Oh, Lycan's popping the ult.
Lycan going for the ult. He'll shapeshift moving forward. The Nightmare, though, onto the Thunderhide, which will be pulled off via the Wolf. So the Thunderhide's going to come forward, a 4-second stun, and they'll take out the Ancient once again, get 200 gold for death.
But like, they have to have so many heroes just here, just sitting around the mid-tier 2 to stop the Bane dying. It's like 4 heroes. It's not what you want to be doing at this point in the game, right?
No,
Tundra
not
just
really at all.
Tundra just casually farming in the meanwhile.
Yep. That means they're going for a blink on Snake King. He's looking for the double stack as he goes through towards mid, and that sets up for Skitter. But Skitter finds a Stormhammer on to the Void Spirit, and they're going to use that ult. 9 using the Dark Ascension, but the Boundless Strike comes in from Jabs. That might stop them from getting anything here as Fnatic start to retreat and Tundra can't catch up.
Quick escape there from Fnatic. They were so close to both cores being caught there by the silence, but they both used their mobility just to quickly escape.
And they've thought about going back in on the counterplay before, and it looks like they're definitely contemplating defending the tier 2 and making the jump in. Death standing forward, Reality Rift shows himself, Homing Missile going out on a Raven, but Tundra not willing to make the dive past the tier 2 tower and will finally give up the pressure coming in onto that tower, back off to look for some farm.
So they know there's no Dark Ascension here, right? And it's daytime. So Fnatic are gonna find a fight, even with the net worth disadvantage at the moment. It has to be now. They have everything available.
Snake King looking for another stack, but here comes the side of Fnatic. And they will get this kill on a Snake King. Now they're probably going to line up to grab what is now a triple stack on the Ancients. Let's see if they stay here.
Well played by Fnatic. Obviously, Snake King's not necessarily the hero they would have liked, but apparently they find Fata as well.
And that's going to potentially be a +1. Waiting for that Rocket Barrage to be gone, and the Balance Strike on the edge will allow the Void Spirit to Astral Step and finish off Fata. The Chuan getting that kill on a Fata, and, well, they've got themselves 2, and they're also, like I said, taking the triple stack.
So Raven's going Skadi before the Beekeeper this game, which is okay. I don't mind it too much, but there is that little bit of a worry, obviously, that up against the Night Stalker Silence, he could get caught off guard. So I personally thought he was going to go BKB before the next item. But being a little bit more greedy, not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, Nether
They're
Shore
going
Morph as well.
Daedalus now. And the Morph's going Scotty, so he's close to the second ulti orb.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Will be a point booster away from finishing everything off.
Interested to see what the Lycan builds next as well. I think there's... You know, like, he could go for, like, BKB, for instance, if he wants... But, yeah, I was going to say, the Axe is really interesting with the Sven on your team. Being able to turn him into that wolf.
Jabs. Primal Springs onto the creep wave, and he's going to get caught out. They do have that Solar Crest finish on the Lycan, so they'll get a quick kill on to the Monkey King and pressure the mid tier 2 again.
Night Stalker hunting Morphling here.
Raven needing the juke, gets into the trees, the TP attempt! Oh no, he's not going to make it. They've got the silence, they'll get the kill. God Strength gets popped, and they will finish off Raven. He is desperately looking to get himself into the Scotty, and now they found themselves dead.
Oh my
33 is going to shapeshift. They'll go for the damage, and they've got so much with the Solar Crest, as well as the help from Snake King. They take out Death, and that is 3 kills around the map.
Yeah, CK's agi gain not that great, obviously being a strength hero, so that minus armor from the Solar Crest with the Howl on top. He is not a chunky boy.
Spirit Vessel finished for Fada. They'll take the outpost over again, and they've had access to the outpost for a while now, and that it was early access to the outpost.
Look where Fnatic are on the map. I know there's 2 of them dead at the moment, but they just can't get out. They're really struggling to ever not be a massive group, effectively, right? Because the Night Stalker vision advantage means they just have such good pickoff potential on Tundra.
And Tundra just kind of play this lead foot on the gas style of Dota at the moment, where they're just not letting you get a breath in because they're constantly driving into some pressure on your side of the map.
I really enjoy watching that style as well, right? I think we all do. You know, we don't want to watch this laid-back farming style. We want to see action. We want to see crazy fights. And Tundra do enable that.
Yeah, and their fights later when it's 5-on-5 are of course crazy, but they're also fighting these pickoffs. Their movements around the map seem to be so in sync with each other. And it's something that we saw earlier today with OGD. Their movements were very in sync, they especially with that global lineup they played. But Tundra, they always seem to know when they want to make the moves around the map and where they want to make those moves around the map.
They're going to smoke into Fnatic here, potentially.
Void Spirit immediately to the dissimulate, so the smoke gets broken.
The second Roche is spawning relatively soon, so they can get a good pick off here. Potentially move towards that Roche pit afterwards. Oh, this CK is so poor.
And they're going to find Death. They've got the silence. They'll have the dust. He's juking through the trees. Not looking likely that he's going to survive. And they'll get the kill there on a Death. Skitter getting credit for another one. He's now 4-0-3. It's almost got that silver edge on the Sven. We haven't really felt the pressure from Raven. He's finished off the Scotty going into the BKB. And maybe when he gets that BKB, that'll be the moment where they can play a lot more aggressively. As they look over, try to get the kill on Fada, but he'll survive. They land the stun onto the Void Spirit. Now call down, Astral Step, but the disruption comes in, and Skitter moving forward with the damage with the God Strength to a clean up drawn, and that is a 6-time spree into the hands of a Sven. 600 gold going his way.
Now there's 2 heroes dead. Sven has God Strength active and BKB ready. And there looks like a free tier 3 tower.
Yeah, they've got the silence out onto the Bane, and they're going to 2-shot him. DJ falls, the Wukong's is used, but they've got the silence onto Jabs. They've got the damage to get the kill onto the Monkey King. They're going to buy back on Jabs as well. And this is not looking good. Death, though, with a 4-second stun on a Snake King. He's in a little bit too far. They got the melee racks. They're going to finish off the range racks. And yeah, you get a kill on the Shadow Demon, but you're now down 13k, and your racks are gone top. And Roche is up.
Yeah, they get snaking, but the buildings die so quickly to the physical damage. Go straight into Roche. Pick up that second Aegis. Lycan's going to have the axe. Not from the Roche, but from his own accord, right? And all of a sudden, his whole kit on the Lycan is basically to buff up this Sven and make him an absolute menace, right? Like, he's got the Solar Crest, he's got the drums, he's got the Helm of the Overlord with the Vlad Zora component. This Sven is going to hurt. And
they give the...
I would not be surprised to see a Bane get potentially, like, well, effectively one-shot with the Echo Saber hits when he's turned into a wolf.
I remember we had a Monkey King and a Lycan in the same game during DPC. And he was half wolf, half monkey, half king. Obviously the numbers work out. No, it works. It's fine.
Is that NA math, is it?
They're going to look over. They've got themselves the Reality Rift coming out into the Gyro. The Balance Strike followed up, but 9 and Skitter are going to go in towards the Void Spirit. They've got the Silence on Atron, and he is surviving for now. Homie Missile coming out. They get the kill on the DJ. They'll take out
Here
one.
it
They end up
comes.
losing Snake King. Raven on the back lines looking over Fada. They've got the Homie Missile with the Shard, using the Rocket Brush. They get the kill on Fada. They'll end up losing the Void Spirit and the stun. The damage. Skitter kills off Raven. Takes out Jabs. Triple kill for Skitter. He is godlike. 4 heroes dead on the side of Fnatic.
You thought you were safe?
Think again.
Think again. Like, I mean, there is something special about watching that Sven turned into a wolf, like 3-shotting a morph. You don't get to see that very often. And he's going to have that Fnatic really soon. Fnatic, Jesus Christ. He's going to have Satanic relatively soon on the Sven. I somehow got Satanic and Fnatic confused. That was special.
It'll happen. Incideracs are gone. They'll look for the bottom tier 3. Taking the jump. And they've got the Silence, but not much else. And the Void Spirit's really going to play aggressively. They're actually looking over at the Morphling. They've got the Silence, and now, well, Morphling, it's not looking like Raven's going to get out. He's dead once again. He just fought back, and now he's gone for 100 seconds. No tier 3 bottom. They'll call GG on Fnatic, and Tundra will take game 1.
Wow. Big performance from Tundra. Obviously, I think Fnatic has some really good timings early on. This bot lane didn't go as well as they would have hoped, I'd imagine. And the Morphling got relatively decent free farm, but when the Sven gets that stacks, he's going to be farming, the Ancient stack, sorry, he's going to be farming much quicker than the Morph, right? And they come online so much quicker. And I think that damage, lack of damage from Fnatic was definitely shown in that mid game. The panelists are going to be very worried, I think, because the guy who's not the analyst, picking up Tundra